Hello, and welcome to your Sloan-C workshop. My name is Bethany Bovard. I'm the instructional designer for the Sloan-C Institute, and I'll be your narrator and guide for this workshop orientation. Before I begin, please note that there are several features meant to facilitate your access to the content of this presentation. You can use the table of contents to navigate the presentation. To view or hide the table of contents, click on the TOC button in the lower right corner of this presentation. The presentation has audio narrations, which are turned on by default. However, if you prefer to read rather than listen, simply click on the speaker icon in the lower right corner of this presentation to turn off the audio, and click the CC icon, also in the lower right corner, to turn on closed captions. Additionally, if you are using a screen reader, the full text of this presentation is made available when the presentation loads. During this orientation, I will explain the workshop requirements and structure and navigation. I will also demonstrate how to edit your profile, how to subscribe to forums, and how to check your grades. Our experience with these workshops tells us that these are the issues of primary concern to participants. Learning about these things will help you have a better, more satisfying workshop experience. To understand the workshop structure, which I will discuss in a minute, you need to understand that our workshops have two options. The non-graded option is for those who don't want or need to receive an award of completion. With this option, you can participate as much or as little as your professional needs and personal desires dictate. The graded option, which leads to an award of completion, has specific learning objectives and supporting graded activities that must be completed satisfactorily and by the due dates listed in your workshop. You do not have to notify us which option you choose. If you complete the graded activities satisfactorily during the scheduled dates of the workshop, you will be able to download your award of completion. Our workshops typically run 7 days and begin with your review of the workshop orientation video and setting up of your workshop profile. Orientation is followed by a summary of key research and the introduction discussion. The introduction discussion typically lasts through the first weekend of the workshop and is an important community building activity. So please take advantage of this time to get to know everyone. On Monday or Tuesday of the workshop, the facilitator will conduct a live opening session. This session will be an opportunity for you to learn about the workshop topic and also to learn about specific learning activities and assessments in the workshop. This is the perfect time for you to get some big questions answered and to get more involved with your learning community. These sessions are not typically required, but we do strongly recommend you attend. The session is recorded so you can review it. From the beginning of the workshop, you can also begin reading the workshop's core resources. These resources take many forms and usually have activities associated with them to help you learn the material. Activities take all forms, from discussions to hands-on explorations of the topic. Graded activities are sometimes due during the middle of the workshop and sometimes at the end. You should complete graded activities by the due dates listed. On the last day of the workshop, you should complete all graded work and take the workshop survey. Grades for any required activities for those taking the workshop for an award of completion will be posted within 3 working days of the end of the workshop. This is an image of part of an example workshop to show you how the workshop is structured. As you can see in this image, the workshop is laid out in blocks. Each block is titled and lists the scheduled date or dates for that segment of the workshop. For example, in this workshop, you can see that the live opening session is scheduled for Monday, January 21st from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also see from the example that the workshop content and activities are scheduled for January 20th to 25th, 2013, with activities for the first learning activity coming due on January 22nd. The scheduled dates listed are recommended to help you stay on track. The due dates listed are required dates for completing work if you are taking this workshop for an award of completion. In every workshop, you have a home page similar to the one depicted in this image of our example workshop. The home page includes the title of the workshop, access to all workshop content, and also the gray column where you can access navigation and settings, and the white column where you can see recent activity for the workshop. As you can see in this example, in the gray column under Settings, you can open up menus under Settings by clicking on them to expose links to Grades, Edit Profile, and Change Password. It is important that you understand that the triangle next to items in the gray column indicates that the item is a menu that can be opened. Many options are available under each menu, but they often go overlooked because they don't appear to be links. I recommend you test out these menus and discover for yourself all the things you can access and do in your workshop. As already noted, the gray area has navigation and settings areas that have many menus that can be exposed by clicking on the triangle or the title with the triangle. In this image, the navigation area shows that we are in the Academic Integrity Workshop, which is bolded, and underneath that menu for the workshop, you can see a link and several more menus that can be opened. The participant link is where you can go to learn about each of the people in your workshop, including your facilitator and the Sloan-C staff who are listed as the workshop support team. Underneath the participant link, there are several other menus corresponding to the block titles. If you open these menus by clicking on them, you will be able to quickly navigate between different resources and activities. In many instances, this navigation area is also available in other parts of the workshop, so you can navigate directly from one reading to another without returning to the home page of the workshop. Your profile is important in this workshop. It is not only the area where you can let others know about you and your interest. It is also the place where you can control how much people can see about you and how and when you receive emails from the workshop. To edit your profile, choose the Edit Profile link in the Settings area of the gray column. In the Edit mode, you will see something similar to the image shown on this screen. The items in red are required. When you edit your profile, make sure that these items are complete and correct. You especially want to ensure that the email address listed is the one where you want to receive your workshop email. In every workshop, you will receive some email to help you stay on track in the workshop. You can control how much email you receive by adjusting the email digest type and forum auto-subscribe areas. The email digest controls how the email comes to you. You can have an email come for every post made in the workshop, or you can have one email sent with just the subject lines or subject lines and full content of every post in that 24-hour period. Select one of the digest options if you want to minimize your email. Select the no digest option if you want to receive an email for each post. You may also want to change the forum auto-subscribe options. If it is set to auto-subscribe, then any post you make to a forum will subscribe you and you will begin to receive email when other posts are made to that forum. If you choose not to auto-subscribe, then you won't receive email. I encourage you to explore your profile, complete it, and experiment with the settings so you can let folks know about you and so you can control how you receive email from your workshop. Remember to save any changes you make to your profile. The Save button is located at the very bottom. You have to scroll. In editing your profile, the previous slide, I showed you how to change your email subscription and digest options in order to control the amount and type of email you receive from your workshop. Now we'll look at the settings for the forum that are also a part of this. When you are in a forum, as this image depicts, you will see forum administration options in the settings area of the gray column. It is here that you can subscribe or unsubscribe from an individual forum. Remember, when you subscribe to a forum, you are asking to receive email from that forum when people post. So, use the Forum Administration area in Settings to choose exactly which forums you want to receive email about and which ones you don't. The Subscribe/Unsubscribe option does not apply to the news forum. Every participant is subscribed to the news forum automatically so that you will receive any important workshop emails. Additionally, we recommend everyone subscribe to the Help forum, and we encourage everyone to help each other with their questions in that forum. However, you probably won't want to subscribe to the Introductions forum unless you want to receive a lot of email or unless you've selected the Digest email option in your profile. When you click on the Grades link in the Settings area of the gray column, you will be taken to your user report. The user report is divided into 5 columns, each labeled at the top. The first column lists every graded activity for the workshop. The next column lists your grade for that activity, with a dash showing if the activity has not been completed or graded. The range column indicates the possible range of grades for that activity. In this example, the required discussion is worth up to 30 points with a range of 0 to 30. This is not your grade, it's the range of possible grades. The percentage column indicates what your grade is in percent. So for example, if this person had a 20 points out of a possible 30, that would be a 66.67%. Finally, the last column shows any feedback you receive from the facilitator. Typically, in graded discussions, feedback is posted to you as a reply discussion and will not show up in the gradebook. However, for graded assignments like the assignment Dropbox, your feedback will display in your user report. Every graded activity will explain in the direction what grade you need to receive in order to pass that particular assignment. Once you have completed the assignment satisfactorily and your grade meets the minimum, you will be able to download your award of completion if that was your goal. Every workshop has a help forum which can be accessed via the link in the first block of the workshop. The help forum is monitored continuously by your facilitator and the Sloan-C staff, who will respond within 24 hours to your posts. You should use the help forum to get support for any technical questions you have, as well as any content-related questions or administrative questions, such as questions about your grade or due dates for activities. You can also use the help forum to make suggestions or to point out problems with the workshop. Basically, the help forum is the one location where your immediate concerns, questions, and comments can be easily directed to the workshop facilitator and the Sloan-C staff. Our Sloan-C Institute team works tirelessly to bring these great workshops to you. On behalf of them, I would like to thank you for choosing Sloan-C for your professional development needs. Thank you very much for viewing this workshop orientation. We wish you a successful and engaging workshop experience.